The key to longevity in Hollywood is to not get injured. So actors are better off dodging their punches, or just letting their stunt person step in. But what fun is that? We're checking out all the times Marvel actors did not do that and were accidentally slugged by their co-stars.
This is just how it goes over here in the Marvel world.
Number 1. Unlike Tobey Maguire being fired for faking back pain, Cumberbatch literally got the boot. After a bajillion unsuccessful attempts at a stunt where Scott Adkins was supposed to launch onto a banister and kick Benedict Cumberbatch in the chest safely, he had either missed Benedict completely or not hit him hard enough. So, on the 10th attempt, he decided it was time to go full out. All or nothing. But did he tell Benedict that? No, of course not. For the same shot, Benedict thought he'd be a gem and help out his buddy Scott and move just a little bit closer. You can see where this is going, right? Lights, camera, injury. Atkins booted Benedict hard in the chest, and Cumberbatch injured his Cumberback when he was smashed backwards against the banister.
So weirdly, the simplest thing was the hardest because I had no time to train to get back into shape.
Number 2. It's a pipe dream for Hayley Atwell to go a single day without injuring a soul on set. Hayley whacked a stuntman on the back with a lead pipe while filming Agent Carter. She actually injured like 9 or 10 stunt people during her time filming the show. This actor might just win for the most amount of inflicted injuries, or perhaps she's just the most honest about it.
She has a fight in her, but I think it means that it puts her on the edge of survival all the time.
Number 3. When you don't duck, that makes you the goose. Shang Chi in The Legend of the Ten Rings was, of course, heavy into martial arts, and so there was a ton of close combat fighting. Star Simu Liu suffered at least a couple of injuries. One of the worst was when he was whacked in the face in this epic clip that he shamelessly shared for the whole world to see.
But I was like, I mean, it was a very, very authentic moment.
Number 4. Capes get you sucked into jet engines, but masks get you socked in the face. The stunt person didn't make the sound that was supposed to cue Tom Holland's response, and due to his complete lack of sightlines, thanks to the mask, he also couldn't see the punch. So he found himself completely blindsided by it.
And just took her like right hand right across the side of the head. And everyone was like, cut.
Number 5. Masks aren't just a pain when it comes to avoiding stunts. During a night shoot and the first take of a stunt, Chadwick Boseman couldn't really see while he was wearing his mask, and so he kneed Andy Serkis right in the chest. Serkis had the wind knocked out of him. I felt like he'd broken my ribs. He also couldn't stand back up, but despite the pain, he eventually did get back up and go on to filming the scene 30 more times. Luckily, not taking another knee to the ribs that night. Number 6. Now watch me whip, now watch me injure myself.
There was a lot of, scrapes and bumps and things that...
Chris Hemsworth was jealous of Loki's whip and wanted to give it a try for himself. The first time he used it, after accidentally stepping on it, he wound up hitting himself in the face and was left with a giant welt. We bet the makeup team was not too happy about that.
I had some ice on it for a while and the swelling went down and a bit of makeup fixed that.
Number 7. That feel when you enjoy inflicting pain on your co-stars. Munger Jong was nervous about her fight scene with Simu Liu.
Simu encouraged me. He said, it's okay, it's okay.
She punched him right in the face. The best part was?
Yes, audience can see it in the film.
What makes it all so great is that it's also her favorite scene.
It was an accident, but it felt good.
Number 8. There's one move where Loki was supposed to try and spear Thor, but Thor grabs the spear and elbows Loki. All good in theory. All good on the long shots, but problematically in a close-up, Tom had to snuggle up a little closer to be in the frame, and mid-sequence, both the actors realized at the same time they were just a wee bit too close. And Tom was struck with a spear. Just kidding, he was elbowed in the face.
And I remember seeing stars, because his arms are the size of my head.
In another instance, Hiddleston just couldn't sell a face smack while wearing the 30-pound Loki horns, and when you're on a time crunch, sacrifices have to be made. So he just encouraged the man with 220 pounds of pure muscle, the body of a god, Chris, to smack him across the face.
I went down like a stone.
Number 9. Grillo, who you may remember played Crossbones in the thread of Captain America movies, injured pretty much everybody on every Marvel set he found himself on. He packs one incredibly tough punch.
He's a boxer. He doesn't know anything but 100%.
Scarlett Johansson recalls walking away with many, many injuries from stunts gone wrong, saying, "He beat the crap out of me." As you sustain more injuries over time, it hurts for longer, and things like that. She'd admitted, "I guess I like to do as much of the stunt work as possible, and you take a little bit of risk with that."
I'd rather do some of it, and have some battle wounds, that way I could compare bruises.
Number 10. Do we need to do this scene again?
I feel like I got pretty familiar with Chris's kneecap like once or twice.
They wined and dined a few times. They were hitting it off, quite literally. But the second things got complicated, Sebastian decided it wasn't worth the pain. It was an amicable breakup, we're sure. In all seriousness, the stunts were all prepared months in advance, so said Sebastian, and they all had to be done so quick on set, and he really couldn't feel the pain until he was on his way home in the car.
When I couldn't get out of the seat.
Number 11. Frank Grillo also punched Chris Evans.
If you don't block Frank Grillo's punch, you're gonna get knocked.
Actually, we're pretty sure he landed a punch on most of the cast.
He doesn't know how to pull his punches.
By the end of the 6 days Frank and Chris spent filming an elevator scene, Chris admitted he was turning black and blue. Both actors were packed in ice and had to go for massages because the fight scenes were so cramped and intense.
And even when you block a punch, that punch lands somewhere.
Anthony Mackie will back Evans up.
We were hitting each other for real.
Number 12. Here's an idea. How about we add a scene where the God of Thunder is slapped by a mere mortal? It was Natalie Portman's idea for her character to slap Thor after he returned to Earth and didn't call her in Thor: The Dark World.
Needed to make sure you were real. It's been a very strange day.
And well, she accidentally slapped Chris Hemsworth, for real.
We got some good swings in, and I think a couple times I made contact by accident.
Once is an accident, twice is a coincidence. At least she didn't get to 3 times because that's a pattern. Given that it was her idea, we can't rule out that she set the whole thing up on purpose.
I was waiting, and then I was crying, and then I went out looking for you.
Who would have thought the cast of Thor would win for the most amount of unique injuries? Certainly not us.
We literally left it all on the field on this one.
If you had to film a stunt scene like these, would you let your stunt person step in for you? Or would you let your co-star slap you for real? We imagine that sweet, sweet paycheck might make a difference in the decision. Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and thanks for hanging out with us here at The Things.